December 7th, 1941, a date which will live in infamy.
When the Japanese attacked Pearl Harbor, our west coast became a potential combat zone.
More than 100,000 men, women, and children, all of Japanese ancestry, removed from their homes in the Pacific Coast states to wartime communities established in out-of-the-way places.
In small towns as well as large, up and down the coast, the moving continued.
A relocation center is the scene of baseball and softball games by the dozen.
The Army provided housing and plenty of healthful, nourishing food for all.
Democracy, freedom, equality of opportunity, regardless of race, creed, or ancestry.
Tell me what happened on day one, when the day you found out you were going to have to leave your home. Just sort of give us a background on how it all came together.
It started out as a more or less like a rumor, until the order actually came out. In our area, we first got the order to meet by the courthouse in Oakland, the Alameda County Courthouse.
Mm-hmm.
We were ordered to go there, and so we met at the courthouse, and they took us by bus to Tanforan. We didn't know where we were going. They didn't tell us where we were going. See, we never got official letters individually. What they did was they posted signs up on telephone poles in the areas where they thought the Japanese Americans lived.
Where did you live at the time?
At that time, I lived in Oakland.
Mm-hmm. And then you took a bus ride.
We took a bus drive, from Oakland to Tanforan.
What was the mood like on the bus?
Well, kind of apprehensive because we didn't know what was going to happen, Nobody knew, we didn't know where we were going, and all we knew was that the Army gave us order to go there. And, of course, we were ordered to go by a certain time, and we were told that we could only take what we could carry. So we had to get rid of everything by that time, like some people had property and things like that, had to sell it. It was really kind of chaotic because some people had to get rid of, who had homes, had to get rid of their refrigerators, their stoves, furnitures, and things like that. Not many owned homes, but they owned the furniture and things because they couldn't own homes, because of the law that was passed that Asians could not buy property,
That makes me very sad to hear that.
Yeah.
Where did the bus take you ultimately?
Well, from Oakland, where the Alameda Courthouse is, by Lake Merritt.
Yeah.
We met right in front of there, and we were picked up by buses and taken from there to Tanforan. We figured that it wouldn't be too far because it was buses. If we thought it was far, they would take us on a train, They were in such a hurry to get us away that they hadn't had the camps made yet. So they put us all into these temporary places, and then a good many of them were at these racetracks, and Tanforan was one of them, of course.
Tanforan is now a shopping mall in San Bruno, but at the time it was a horse track.
A racetrack there anymore.
How long were you in the camp?
In Tanforan, we were there about 6 months, and then we were transferred to Topaz. And even Topaz was not made, even after all that time. And we were sent in as they built it, and that was the bad part of it, because if it rained or something like that, they didn't ever stop the transfer of these people. They said, no, they have to go by schedule.
Topaz was in Utah, correct?
That's right, south of Salt Lake City. Yeah.
Were there children in the camp there with you?
Oh yeah, all the families went. We had even people children were sick, but they wouldn't let the mother stay back, and they left the child in the hospital, and the family was sent out to the camp, things like that. There was no sympathy or anything for the people who were being sent.
Did they make you work in the camp, or did you just while away the hours wondering what was going to happen to you?
What they did was after we got people moving in, they established various jobs. They didn't pay us much, $12, $16, and $19. $19 was the highest. Even the doctors only got $19.
Per month?
Per month, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It was really cigarette money.
Cigarette money, yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't much.
Mm-hmm. How did you find out you were getting out?
Yeah, when we left, we just got on a bus. They sent a bus for us, and they took us out to wherever we were going. Like most of Topaz people went to Chicago, a good many.
And you came back to the Bay Area?
Later on, yeah. After the camp was closed, we all came back to the Bay Area. We couldn't come back to the Bay Area before that. No one of Japanese descent was allowed to come back to the coast.
I'm surprised that you're not angrier. Has time softened your anger that your country that you loved would do this to you?
Yeah.
Have you forgiven your nation for what it did to you and your family?
I don't know if it's a forgiven, but it's just one of those things that happened, we figured, But what we would do is make the best of whatever happened, and that's the reason why we fought it later. When we thought we could do something.
Mr. Yama, when you read stories about Muslims being detained...
Yeah, well, that's a long story, too. Well, the Japanese Americans, through this struggle, learned about the civil rights. And we learned that civil rights was not just for Japanese Americans, that we have to support civil rights for others, not only in the United States, but all over the world. The Japanese American Citizens League was the first organization that fought against mistreating the Muslims after the war was over, Even today, you'll see that the Japanese American Citizens League has taken a position against putting Muslims into camp without any trial.
Well, it was very nice to talk to you, sir. We really appreciate it.
Okay, sir.
In the meantime, we are setting a standard for the rest of the world in the treatment of people who may have loyalties to an enemy nation. We are protecting ourselves without violating the principles of Christian decency.